to dive into the details, perhaps you could describe the conflict between determinism and free will.
Yes, well, determinism is usually seen as a bad thing. It has a bad press, as it were. Actually, it isn't. It's a natural and comforting thing, I think. We come into the world with certain inborn biological characteristics. Those characteristics then interact with our parents, carers, environment as a whole, schools as we grow up. And at any given moment in our lives, we are the product of this causal process. We do make our own choices, but we make them the way we do for reasons which may be unconscious as well as conscious, of course. We make them the way we do because we are the people we are. And actually, wouldn't it be alarming if this were not so? Those who believe in free will must say that it isn't so. And that really would be alarming.
Right. And people sometimes think of free will as the ability to have done otherwise. What are your thoughts on this line of thinking?
Well, I agree with it, of course, but I have one slight reservation about it, because I think it's a little bit ambiguous. It isn't a question, of course, of having the physical ability to do otherwise. My own physical ability is diminishing nowadays, but I can still do a lot of different things, and so can everybody else. That's not a test of free will. The real test is whether we actually might have done otherwise. Actually, in the real world, might have done something else. And the answer is no. We could physically have done otherwise if we wanted to, but we didn't want to.
Right. And so it seems at a fundamental physical level, physics shows us reality isn't precisely deterministic, but it's instead kind of probabilistic. Do you think this is a basis for free will that can be found in chance of this kind?
No, I don't think so, for two reasons. One is that we live in our familiar world, what's called the macroscopic world. And as I understand it, the apparently random behavior of subatomic particles doesn't affect our behavior. The other reason, of course, is that if it did affect our behavior, it would simply make our behavior random and inexplicable. If somebody tells you they love you, you don't want to think they've said it by accident.